Aquarius, stop scrolling, because what's happening on October 15th, 2025 isn't just another day. It's a spiritual crossroads. You might feel restless, emotional, or like the universe suddenly went quiet. But that silence is the trap. Something unseen is testing your faith, your intuition, and your destiny. This is the moment the universe asks, do you really trust your higher self, or will fear pull you back into the old timeline? By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what this test is and how to break free before it destroys your future. If you're ready to see through the illusion, type "I see through the trap" in the comments right now, and let's begin your awakening. 1. The energy storm of October 15th, Aquarius. As October 15th rises, the universe stirs up a storm inside your soul. This isn't an ordinary day. This is a vibrational test, one that reveals how much spiritual power you've truly claimed. On this day, the moon clashes with Neptune, the planet of illusion and dreams, while Mercury squares off with Pluto, the planet of power and truth. It's like light and shadow dancing in the same sky, a cosmic tug-of-war between what seems real and what is real. You might wake up feeling off balance. Maybe your emotions spike for no reason. Maybe you receive a message from someone you thought you were done with. Or maybe a sudden, golden opportunity drops into your lap. One that feels exciting, but also strangely heavy. Pause right there, because that's how this spiritual trap begins. Not through darkness, but through distraction. Neptune's fog blurs your vision, just enough to make illusions sparkle like miracles. Pluto, meanwhile, demands that you see through the veil, to test if you've learned how to trust your intuition more than appearances. And that's the battlefield you stand on now: intuition versus temptation. One side of you whispers, "Wait, this doesn't feel right." The other insists, "But what if this is the miracle I've been waiting for?" It's seductive because the energy on October 15th is laced with false alignment. Things, people, or ideas that look like blessings, but come with invisible strings attached. Aquarius, your soul is being asked a sacred question. Can you stay centered when the world around you becomes unclear? Because in this fog, the impatient will rush and lose direction. But those who pause, breathe, and listen will hear the soft whisper of truth, cutting through the storm. The universe isn't trying to punish you. It's calibrating your frequency, upgrading you from reaction to intuition. That moment of emotional exhaustion you might feel today, that's not regression. That's your old vibration dying, making room for your higher self to take over. You are a visionary, Aquarius. You see the future before it forms. But that gift comes with a warning, because illusions can mimic visions. This week, your greatest power, your imagination, can also become your greatest vulnerability. Be careful not to chase every light that flickers. Not every door that opens is meant to be walked through. If something feels rushed or chaotic, step back. If your heart hesitates even for a second, honor that hesitation. It's divine intelligence trying to protect you. This isn't a week for quick decisions, impulsive actions, or emotional confessions. This is a week to observe without absorbing. Repeat this mantra out loud. Not everything that shines is divine. Let those words ground you. Because the real opportunities, the divine ones, won't demand that you rush. They'll feel calm, aligned, and quietly certain. Truth never comes with pressure. It comes with peace. So breathe through the fog, Aquarius. Don't let confusion make your choices. Let your calmness become your compass. You might notice yourself craving old habits, things that once soothed your anxiety or boosted your ego. That's not weakness returning. That's your shadow asking to be released one last time. You're not being pulled backward. You're shedding layers that can't travel with you into your next chapter. This energy storm will pass, but what you do during it will echo for months. Every word you speak, every decision you make on this day creates ripples in your destiny. Choose with awareness, not emotion, because this is your graduation test. The universe's way of confirming that you can walk by intuition, not illusion. So when the fog thickens and nothing makes sense, smile gently, because you'll know what's really happening. The illusion is collapsing, and your clarity is being reborn. And remember, Aquarius, the universe doesn't test the weak. It tests the ones it's preparing for greatness. Part 2. The Trap of Spiritual Ego, Aquarius. Listen carefully, because the most dangerous illusion isn't the one others create around you. It's the one you create for yourself. It's the subtle whisper that says, "You've made it. You're healed. You're done." But that's where the real trap lies. The trap of spiritual ego. After everything you've been through, the dark nights, the awakenings, the heartbreaks that turned into breakthroughs, it's easy to think, finally, I'm complete. But the truth is, enlightenment isn't a finish line. It's a living, breathing spiral, one that deepens each time you think you've reached the top. And right now, under the October 15th skies, the universe is gently humbling you, not to shame you, not to punish you, but to upgrade your light. You might notice strange waves of self-doubt, moments where something you thought you had healed suddenly reappears, louder, rawer, more personal. An old wound, an old insecurity, or even an old fear might resurface like it never left. But Aquarius, this isn't regression, it's refinement. The universe doesn't take you backward, it pulls you deeper. You're being shown that even light casts a shadow. And your job isn't to eliminate the shadow, it's to understand it. That's what the astrology of October 15th reveals, your blind spots of growth. With Pluto's transformative influence and Mercury's challenging aspect, the cosmos are exposing the cracks in your mirror, the places where pride, control, or overconfidence might still linger unnoticed. Maybe it's the quiet belief that you're above being hurt again. Maybe it's the impatience when others don't understand your journey. Or maybe it's that small, hidden voice that says, "I can handle everything on my own." But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, reminds you, no matter how high your vibration rises, humility must rise with it. Because true mastery isn't about never falling. It's about how you rise after you fall, without losing grace. So when life delays your plans this week, when someone challenges your truth, or when divine timing seems painfully slow, don't fight the friction. Instead, breathe. Whisper these words like a sacred spell. I release control. I trust divine timing. That single affirmation can shift your entire vibration. Because ego demands proof, but alignment requires trust. You see, the spiritual ego is clever. It doesn't shout. It disguises itself as wisdom. It tells you, you already know this. You've already learned this lesson. But true enlightenment means staying open, even when you think you've mastered the path. The most evolved souls remain teachable. They bow to the lessons of the universe, even when they come disguised as chaos. They know that each challenge is a mirror reflecting the parts of themselves still waiting for love, patience, and light. And that's exactly what this week's energy is doing for you, Aquarius, holding up that mirror. Maybe someone says something that triggers you. Maybe a situation pushes your boundaries. Maybe you feel judged or overlooked. But if you look deeper, you'll realize these are not personal attacks. They're cosmic lessons designed to polish your diamond soul. So instead of reacting, reflect. Instead of proving, pause. And instead of trying to show how much you know, show how much you're still willing to learn. Because the universe isn't looking for perfection. It's looking for presence. This moment is about replacing pride with perspective, replacing judgment with understanding, replacing control with surrender. And as soon as you surrender, the illusion of ego collapses, revealing a higher clarity that was waiting underneath the whole time. Aquarius, this is how you evolve from a seeker into a teacher, not by escaping lessons, but by embodying them. Because soon, you'll guide others through the very same traps you're overcoming now. Your humility today becomes someone else's lifeline tomorrow. So smile when the universe humbles you. It's not pulling you down, it's positioning you higher. You're not being tested, you're being trained, not for more struggle, but for more power. And when you realize that, the ego dissolves, and what remains is your purest self, wise, gentle, unstoppable. Part 3, the test of detachment, Aquarius. This next part of your journey is subtle, yet it's one of the hardest tests your soul will ever face. It's not about money, success, or even faith. It's about attachment, the invisible strings that still pull at your heart, disguised as love, loyalty, or unfinished stories. On October 15th, the universe places you at a crossroads, not to punish you, but to see if you've truly learned to love without losing yourself. Because the third spiritual trap isn't about others deceiving you. It's about the mind's ability to deceive you into thinking that going backward is the same as going home. You may feel an old energy resurface, a person, a dream, a memory that once felt like destiny. Someone might reach out just to talk. You might stumble upon an old song, a familiar place, or a message from your past that reopens an emotional doorway you thought you'd closed, and for a moment, your heart might skip. That wave of nostalgia hits, warm, tempting, and bittersweet. You might wonder, maybe this is a sign to try again. Maybe it was never really over. But Aquarius, the truth is, it's not a sign to return. It's a mirror showing you how far you've already come. This is the illusion of comfort, a test wrapped in the energy of safety, because the human heart often mistakes familiarity for peace. Yet what the universe is saying now is crystal clear. What's comfortable isn't always aligned, and what's aligned won't always feel comfortable. That's the lesson of this energy storm. Your soul has outgrown certain vibrations, even if your emotions haven't caught up yet. And the universe, in its divine compassion, is letting you look back one last time, not to return, but to release. So if someone from your past reappears, or if an old dream whispers your name again, don't rush to respond. Pause, feel, observe. Ask yourself, does this feed my expansion or my old identity? Because detachment isn't coldness, it's clarity. It's the wisdom to know that you can love someone deeply and still choose to walk away if the connection costs your peace. Real love doesn't bind, it frees. Real purpose doesn't drain, it fuels. And true alignment never asks you to shrink yourself to fit back into an outdated version of who you used to be. Aquarius, your evolution is threatening to the old energies. That's why some people will try to guilt you for changing. They'll say, you've become distant, or you're not the same. But that's exactly the point. You're not the same. You've healed too much to keep bleeding for what no longer nourishes your soul. If anyone tries to pull you back into guilt or obligation, bless them. Forgive them, but move forward with grace. Because your new timeline requires space, silence, and sovereignty. This next era of your life demands that you travel light, only with what matches your frequency. And yes, this day might feel heavy. You might wake up missing someone. You might feel a wave of sadness, as if something sacred is slipping away. But that's not loss. That's liberation. It's your old frequency echoing as it fades. When you feel that emotional pull, remind yourself, the universe often checks if you're truly ready by giving you one last glance at what you once begged to escape. It's like a pop quiz from destiny. Have you really learned to choose yourself? So breathe deeply. Let the nostalgia move through you like a passing storm. Because the moment you stop chasing what's fading, what's meant for you can finally find you. You don't need to chase anymore. You magnetize. You don't need to explain your growth. Your vibration speaks for you. You don't need to fight for alignment. Your energy naturally repels what's not meant to stay. Close your eyes, Aquarius, and say this aloud with power. What's meant for me will never make me chase. Those words are your sword of light. They cut through cords that have silently drained you for months or even years. They collapse entire timelines that no longer serve your divine expansion. And as you speak them, feel it, the fog clearing, the energy lifting, your soul remembering its strength. You're not losing people or dreams, you're losing illusions. And in their place, space opens for peace, alignment, and miracles to flow in. This is the test of detachment. It's not about letting go of others. It's about reclaiming yourself. Because when you finally stop reaching backward, the universe finally moves mountains to pull you forward. 4. The awakening through the trap. By the time the sun sets on October 15th, Aquarius, the chaos begins to soften. The noise that once clouded your mind fades into something more sacred. Silence. That strange pressure, those emotional waves, the endless confusion, they weren't punishment. They were purification. The universe never intended to destroy you. It intended to define you. Every illusion you faced was a mirror. Every delay, rejection, or heartbreak was a disguised initiation. Every moment you doubted yourself was actually the universe whispering, "Do you still trust me when you can't see what's next?" And tonight, the answer is yes. You've passed through the fog of Neptune, the tests of Pluto, and the chaos of Mercury's mind games, and emerged as something purer. The illusions couldn't hold you because your heart remembered something the world forgot. You are the calm inside the storm. This is what awakening truly means. It's not glowing crystals or perfect peace every day. It's standing in the middle of life's storms, chaos spinning around you, and still being able to say, "I know who I am. I know I'm guided, Aquarius." This moment is your spiritual graduation. You've learned to see beyond illusion. You've learned to pause when others panic. You've learned to choose alignment over attention, truth over temptation, and stillness over reaction. Now, as the cosmic dust settles, something magical begins to happen. The signs start showing up, little winks from the universe that say, "You made it." You'll start seeing 111777 or 1010 on clocks, receipts, and screens. You might dream of feathers, light symbols, or sacred geometry. You may hear a song lyric that answers a question you didn't even say aloud. You'll feel warmth in your chest. That's your higher self, nodding in approval. Because these aren't coincidences. They're confirmations, proof that you passed the test not by fighting it, but by flowing through it. Your mind, once scattered, begins to quiet. Your intuition, sharper than it's ever been, starts guiding you with confidence. The answers you are chasing now come naturally. You don't have to force clarity. It arrives like sunrise, gentle and inevitable. In astrology, Neptune's fog clears only for those who stop running. And you did. You stopped chasing illusions. You stopped rescuing others from their lessons. You stopped trying to prove your worth. And when you stopped, clarity came rushing in. You faced your shadow and didn't flinch. You met your ego and chose humility. You felt your attachments tug at your heart, but you released them with love instead of fear. That's the essence of awakening. It's not about escaping the dark. It's about remembering you are the light that makes the dark disappear. Now, the universe shifts gears. You're entering a new chapter where peace becomes your default. The turbulence is over, not because life suddenly gets easier, but because you've become stronger than the turbulence itself. You've reached the stage of your awakening where peace feels like power, not boredom. Where solitude feels like sanctuary, not loneliness. Where silence feels like communication, not emptiness. You no longer search for signs, you become one. Your presence itself is proof that divine timing exists, because everything that was meant to break you only taught you how unbreakable you are. This is your cosmic rebirth, Aquarius. Your aura glows with electric blue and silver light, symbols of truth, intuition, and divine wisdom. You are no longer the seeker, you are the signal. The world now feels your frequency before you even speak. As the clock moves past October 15th, breathe in this truth. The trap didn't destroy you, it awakened you. It taught you discernment. It taught you self-trust. It taught you how to stay still while the world spins. And now, you are ready to walk in your purpose with quiet strength. Ready to magnetize miracles instead of chasing them. Ready to embody everything you once prayed for. You've passed the initiation. You are the calm, the light, the architect of your destiny. And your new story begins. Right now. Take a deep breath, Aquarius. Feel that stillness after the storm. That's not emptiness, that's peace. That's your new vibration, calm, clear, and unshakably confident. The spiritual trap tried to confuse you. It tried to make you question your path, your intuition, even your worth. But instead, it revealed your strength. You saw through the illusion. You faced the fear. And now, you stand taller. Not because the world got easier, but because you got wiser. Everything that fell apart was never meant to destroy you. It was clearing space, sacred, divine space, for everything you once prayed for. You didn't lose anything real. You released what was blocking your evolution. The universe heard every silent tear, every whispered prayer, and every time you said, "I trust," even when nothing made sense. And now, the reward is unfolding. You are standing on the threshold of your next miracle. A new chapter where clarity replaces confusion and manifestation becomes effortless because your frequency is finally aligned with your destiny. If this message resonates deep within your soul, type in the comments, "I see through the illusion." That's not just a comment, it's a declaration, a cosmic contract between you and the universe saying, "I'm ready for truth. I'm ready for alignment. I'm ready for my miracle timeline." Remember this, Aquarius. Every illusion fades the moment you choose truth. Every trap loses power the moment you remember who you are. You were never lost. You were being repositioned. Every detour was actually divine direction. Every delay was divine protection. And every test was training you to master the very reality you're now stepping into. So take one more breath. Let go of the old timeline and step into the vibration of ease, flow, and divine confidence. Because your rebirth isn't coming, it's here. The storm didn't destroy you, Aquarius. It initiated you. You're not surviving anymore. You're creating. You're not waiting anymore. You're manifesting. Like, share, and subscribe if you're ready to walk your highest path, because the next transmission will reveal the moment your true destiny activates before the October 20 portal. The fog has cleared, the path is open, and your miracle era begins now.